Hayden's agency is currently doing probably $90K a month.
What we're still struggling with at this point is growing past that. This is part of the issue, is like my closer isn't filling out their stat sheets.
They're not filling out the fucking stat sheet.
It's not just going to magically change unless you start taking massive action. No one's going to save you. What's good, guys? So we're actually going to do another quick pod. This is going to be very valuable for you guys. And what we're doing is Hayden's agency is currently doing probably $90K a month. Have you been fluctuating at $90K a month for quite a while?
Yeah, this month in February we did 93.5, and it's been our biggest month in service fee. And then what we're still struggling with at this point is growing past that. So we've never had these big jumps. Our agency is like 3 months will make some gain, 6 months will make some gain. And it's like slow. It's like by 5,000 or by like 10,000. It's like a really slow growth. And I know the issue is sales. So I want your and Hunter's advice, because I know the last podcast we talked about sales. And so I just want you guys to rip apart what I'm doing. I already feel like I know the answer, but I feel like this would help the audience, and it's definitely going to help me to stay accountable, because as Hunter mentioned in the last video, if you're a founder and you don't do sales, you're kind of a bitch. And so I guess that's me right now. But at the same time, it's like, I'm not going to lie and say I'm bad at sales. I know I'm really good at talking to clients. I know I'm a really great account manager, and I know how to solve client issues. And so the reason is that I feel it's maybe that fear factor of, delegating things and just doing sales, even though I know that's where the revenue's made. So I guess my question is, let's have you guys jump and ask me a bunch of questions and see if you can give some value to the audience.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, if sales is the issue and you're currently not doing sales right now, right?
Yep.
So who is doing sales?
Our sales guy.
Got it. And so how many deals are you averaging per month right now?
7.
Okay. So I think there's two things going on right now. Two potential things that could be happening. It's either one, you're just not getting enough demos, or two, your guys' demo to close rate, aka phone execution skills of the salesperson, is not there. If you're only getting 10 demos and he or she is closing 5-6 of them.
No, we're averaging 50 demos. That's not show up, but
we need shows.
50 scheduled.
How many shows? Because demos that don't show is
off the top of my head, I should know this number. I'm not going to give a fake number because I don't know off the top of my head.
So that's step one. Every single month, you should know how many demos were booked, how many showed, how many were pitched, how many were closed, how much revenue that was, and what the ROAS was, or return on marketing that was. Do you even know your guys' close rate? Demo to close rate?
Don't.
Okay, so that's the first part, is just tracking your KPIs so you can isolate and identify what the constraint is in the sales team.
So this is part of the issue, is like my closer, and this is, I guess, back to me on leadership, right? My closer isn't filling out their stat sheets.
They're not filling out the fucking stat sheet?
They're not, and it's all built out. So.
Okay, so that really what that needs to happen is, like, that's an immediate just leadership thing. It's more of like a culture thing. Like, on our team, in our company, like, we fill out EODs, we fill out stat sheets, we prepare for every single call. We research the company, like, before joining the call. We always call confirm all of our appointments 24 hours before you need to set standards that, like, just should never not happen. And if they didn't happen, the house better be burning down, essentially, right?
Yeah.
And so once you get that in place, let's just say now you said, hey, Steven, so I actually have these numbers. We're getting 30 demos showed up, and out of those 30, we're pitching 20, and out of those 20, we're converting 7. So that's going to, if my math is mathing, it's going to be like a 33% demo to close rate. So what I would say here is, if you guys are like, yo, averaging 7, let's get to averaging 15, so doubling the volume. I would honestly say there's 2 projects here. One, I'd like to see your guys' demo to close rate go from 33% to, let's just say, first 40%, but simultaneously, let's get your guys' demos from 30 showed. What happens when that goes to 50? So if I'm mathing, what's 50 demos with a 66% qualification rate? What's the math on that? Hold on. Stick with me, guys. So you got 50 demos showed up. Let's be real. Not everyone's qualified. 33 of them, you guys are like, I'm going to pitch this person. I think they're a good fit. Out of 33, you have a 40% demo to close rate. That's 13.2, which is just shy of the 15 goal, but you're definitely going to be scaling, especially if you keep churn down. See that?
Yep.
Did that help?
Yeah, it helps a lot. Helps a lot.
So
It
then
comes back
then
to
we're
what
thinking,
Hunter said earlier is the tracking.
okay, well, how do we get more demos? Let's go into it. So how do we get more demos? Hunter, how would you get more demos if you had
And
to
I
go
just want
from
to say this. I feel like a lot of our closes, more like I'd say 30 to 40% of our closes every month are based on referrals.
That's
And so
not. Yeah,
I
that's a
think,
huge.
which is a huge problem, right? Which is great. I mean, referrals.
It's
are
a,
great.
it's a great problem. Yeah, huge great problem. That means that sales is extremely weak right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
you need
So
more.
Yeah.
How would you get more demos, Hunter? How would you
Number
go from
one.
30 demos to 50? Show it.
Immediately paid ads. So what are you spending on
Boom.
paid ads right now, Hayden?
3,000 a month.
Okay, well that should be, you should jump that up to 7 in March, 7K.
Yep.
All the numbers need to be tracked, all of them.
Yep.
Uh,
Okay, so let's just simplify it. Paid ads. Let's not even talk about cold callers, any of that shit. Let's not get
Yeah,
complex.
because
You
we
can
don't
literally
do cold ads. We have 2 outreach methods. We do paid ads and we do Instagram DMs. We probably get 5 booked appointments from Instagram DMs a month. So let's just focus on paid ads.
get better at both and spend more on paid ads to get more demos. That's the most logical way. Now, how do we get from a 33% close rate to a 40? This is where we get into sales management. All these calls that he's taking, are they going into a file where we can start listening to all of them, breaking them down, doing one-on-one reviews with him, even jumping on calls with him to like show him how it's done, giving that in the training. It just comes down to training, audits, training, audits, training, audits, training, audits. Get him ramped up. And you could see all that effort. It's going to start to show in the demo to close rate, or it should, or you have to make the decision to pull the plug.
100%.
yeah, none of this shit, by the way, is complex. It's just like when you actually look at problems, you start to realize, holy shit, I don't know what the problem is. And it's almost always because you're not tracking the numbers. If you're asking questions, it's because you don't know the answers and you just have to track the numbers. That's step one.
I feel like I already know the answer.
You may have a really good idea of what it is, but if you want it to be 100%, track the numbers.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, we just gave you the answers. There's 3 answers.
Well, yeah, there's
Track the number.
I'm
Get
talking
the
about-
numbers tracked.
Yeah.
Do paid ads to get more demos. Train your closer every single day to become better. Like that. Those are the 3 answers.
Yeah. I think the only issue that I see is the fact that Hunter knows about my closer and just
So remember
maybe
the plug. Remember the plug analogy.
yeah, or shoot the dog behind the barnyard door.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest pain points that I have right now that I'm trying to solve, and Hunter knows about it. It's like, but I delegated everything to him to be like, fucking figure out this, and I want 10 to 15 clients on every single month. Like, this is your project, do it. And it's just
you
happening.
can't, bro. You can't delegate
Yeah.
that tall of a task unless they're certified. Certified like.
But they're supposed to be. That's the thing. Like,
How? What company where did they come from that had all the backings of them being top closer? Like, that's what I mean by certified.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, but it's
If
like,
they're a 4,
but if you had 3 years, let's say you had no experience, and you had 3 years working at the company with me, and you have profit share going on, and your background, you say you're good at sales, right? That's where it comes from. It's not like just a random person that I hired that's just like, yo, figure out the paid ads process. Let's do it. It's like, dude, like, if you can't, that's the conversation. It's like, if you can't figure this shit out, like, this isn't working. Like, this is
no, dude. The tough part the hard part about making hard decisions is that they're fucking hard, but you got to make them. And so this can give you the opportunity. Like, you need to use these opportunities that are painful, like in the short term, and you need to use them to now level up that department. That's how I see things, right? Like, we lost Kyle. Now I'm so excited to realize, like, even with Kyle, we didn't have the level of management and strategy to get us to that 8-figure level. So it was almost like the universe removed Kyle to give us clear insight on like, yo, like you guys aren't ready yet. And now I'm like, fuck yeah. Like now I understand it. Use these situations, tough decisions, get in the trench, do what you got to do. No one's going to save you. You know, no, it's not just going to magically change unless you start taking massive action, making decisions. Love it though. Love all this shit.
Black Sheep, that concludes
all-
our Real Talk podcast. Ripping on me. Stuck at 92. Hopefully things change on the next podcast. All right.
All right, guys.